to have a couple of drunks on here at night. It was good.
Well, I just want to say I'm listening to this conversation. It's not bad. It's on 80 meter band, 3.913 megahertz, and it's interesting. So I figured I'd record a little of it. Here we go. Enough of me. Back to the show.
People like that, and the truth is, I was here first, so I figure if somebody isn't going to help me sweep the floor, but he crossed the line one night there, and he started to talk about my son, getting real personal about everything. I swear I'm using the F word about every 2 seconds, the F word, and he kept it up for a couple hours. I finally broke in and I told him, I said, "You're all done, Tony. You're all done. You're all done." And I went on for about 30 minutes, and I told him why. I said, "First, I never invited you here. You go find a place on the van you want." I said, "This is where I hung my hat first. You go make your own location. If you think you got a great signal and a big signal, let's see how long you can hold the frequency." Because I knew where he lived, and his antenna was nothing to talk about. And anyway, and then the other guy was just as bad, and I told him to go with Tony or whatever he wanted to do. But then Tony came back a couple of times trying to screw with me, and I finally went up where he was located, where he was operating. I told his buddies, I said, "You better straighten Tony out, because," I said, "I don't want to be up here screwing with you guys, because I'm not going to tolerate somebody screwing with me." I said, "You guys, you all know exactly the story." I said, "If that was your son or him using every F word in the world and then sit there on the frequency and think it's okay and don't say anything about it," I said, "I don't think much of you either. We're not sticking up for the right thing."
Well, I agree with you on that, and I don't understand what goes on in a man's heart that he's going to get on the radio and get personal with somebody, whether they like you or not. That has nothing to do with it. You don't like the person, you don't have to think there was much wrong. There's a big guy that just puts that baby at the sin, you know what I mean? I don't understand what's in a person that's going to just sit there and do that. What could be in his heart, maybe he's got other issues, family issues going on in there, and he's just jealous of your situation. I don't know. But I'll tell you, I can't imagine what evil goes through a man's heart to do that.
Without a doubt, he was jealous. And why do I say that? Well, I was stupid enough to have him invited to my house a couple of times. And I don't usually invite people that are going to stab me in the back or, if they're a real friend, I don't mind having them come to my QTH. But otherwise, I'm certainly not inviting enemies or people who will talk behind my back, because I'll hear about it. And the reason I'll hear about it is I'm pretty well known everywhere on every band. They know who in the hell I am, and more than likely I'll hear about it. So, but he did it right on the frequency, and he didn't do it just one night. He did it for years. And then a lot of guys told me later, friends of mine, they said, "Ed, we're sorry that happened to you there." he deserved all of that, what you told him. Yeah, you should have got rid of him 10, 20 years ago, because he was a problem with some other people too. And they, to get away from that problem, they moved to a different band and operated with their own group. So they took a whole bunch of people and went to another band to get away from him.
It's a damn shame. You know, there's obviously a lot of jealousy at heart there. You know what I mean? And that's what it is. And you showed them your setup, which you had face-to-face jealousy. Yeah, the guy's got a problem, man. And he could be a problem to people, you know. I wouldn't be surprised if he's got a rap sheet.
Yeah, well, he's dead now, but anyway, he would go tell, the problem was that when he got done with me, then he would go lie to the rest of the gang that never heard it. See, everybody didn't hear it, but he would tell them a different story. Of course, that's the way those guys operate. They don't tell the truth, and so that would make me look bad if you don't tell the real story there. Well, of course, most of them over time found out I was right, and he was lying. Of course, he's gonna lie. But I don't care what people do. I don't say you can't have wine or Yukon Jack or whatever you're going to do, you know. If a guy is doing that, it wouldn't be too smart to get on the radio when you're all jugged up.
Well, I've been on here with the fellas many times, and we had a good time back when I was a lot younger. I mean, we'd be on here all throughout the night, and I'd have beer after beer, and we'd be enjoying ourselves out on the band. And it just doesn't make sense. I mean, to throw pokes and digs at people, that's one thing, but to actually get personal with somebody's life, see, your mistake was you brought them in personally, and you brought them there, and the guy had malice in his heart to begin with. You made a mistake.
Yeah. Anyway, I mean, there's a heck of a lot of nice people. I mean, extremely nice. Most are. You treat them okay, everybody will treat you okay, but don't be a fool, though, when you're getting attacked. I was in the Marine Corps, and I know what the hell life is all about. And I know when I'm getting attacked, and I don't do it to somebody else, and they better not do it to me.
Well, out here, it's not necessary to be a nice guy. You don't have to be a nice guy. Nobody said you had to be a nice guy, but that's a whole different ballgame when you go and insult somebody and be personal with them. You know, that's a whole different thing. You know, I've seen some people out here that they got an attitude that nose is up so high up in the air they don't know what to do, and you know, they're not bad people. I'm not saying they're bad, but I don't want to hang out with them.
Yeah. Yeah, right. Everybody has got whatever is going on. I don't know. Anyway, there was a lot of other times we were getting jammed and music and all kinds of crap, and we actually found out FCC nailed about 6-7 of them, real bad on a couple of them. Took the license, ended up in a jug guy got a divorce. He was doing it on purpose. I mean, he was really hanging his butt out, and they nailed him bad. Yeah.
Was that floor call?
Yeah.
Yeah, Roger.
Yeah. Anyway, but like you say, life goes on.
Well, you know, these people, they work so hard to have their radio. They have a love affair with their radio. You gotta have a love affair with this. You wouldn't be doing this if we do climbing towers and putting up wires if we didn't have a love affair with this thing. Why in the hell would you just abuse that, you know, kind of thing and make something beautiful of it, you know? That's what I don't understand, you know? We spend so much in this hobby, we go around and we come down, we look for this and that, and for somebody to do all that and set up their equipment just to go and aggravate somebody doesn't make any sense.
You probably have a psychologist that would tear that all apart, you know. Obviously their life is in ruin and everything else, so they're making a self-fulfilling prophecy. Obviously you're going to make their completely life ruin, even including the radio part of it.
Well, you're absolutely right. It's on his end. You know what I mean? He has a psychological problem because it's not a normalcy. You know, like you, Ed, Ed's an extremist. I'm a big fan of Ed, you know, that he climbs these towers and he does all these things. And sometimes I actually worry about him and I don't even know the man. But,
yeah, well, you know, when he
drives and the
tower and jumps up and yells banzai, we know he got a little bit of a problem.
That he has the passion, more of a passion. And you'll never, ever catch Ed or somebody that has this passion doing that on the band. It doesn't make any sense. He had psychological problems before he got here, and they're continuing on, and they got worse where he gets on there and does that, you know. That's beyond politics, that's beyond everything else. He's got a psychological issue if he's going to do something like that. I can understand somebody having an outburst and get pissed off, you know. I mean, that happens all the time, you know. But usually people that have come to their senses, they don't escalate it, you know what I mean? Like you lined on 7200, there's a lot of examples over there.
Yeah, Roger. Well, there's certain things that you say to people, certain things you don't say. You know, you got to have a little bit of a, you know, you got to deal with people all the time. And there's certain things that you say to somebody. And if you want to kick it up a notch, obviously there's certain things you shouldn't say. So, you know, we all have our downs and up days. And some days when I'm obviously not on top of the ball game, you know, I don't get on here, I'll just listen. And, you know, we all been there before, but we certainly don't get on the air and take a revenge out on somebody else because you're having a bad day. When people do that, obviously they've got more of a problem than what people think. But anyway, I'm going to bother you guys. Good talking to you guys tonight. Your signal sounds fantastic. You're doing well, as always. We'll catch you guys later on. WB0 USA Iowa.
Yeah, real good. Yeah, everybody runs across this stuff. We all have. We all run across these goofs. Through life, even from grammar school on up, you can peg out the people right off the bat. The problem is, the guy took advantage of Ed's passion for radio, and Ed invited him in. and then it got personal. And when he did that, he didn't realize this guy had this larceny in his heart. And that's the problem these days. You know, a lot of these younger guys too. You don't know. You just don't know anymore. All my real friends are. Why do you think I'm so upset, man, over a friend of mine that I knew for 40 years, done business, made money, worked together, and slept together, and everything all these years, and things like that. I mean. It doesn't make sense to do that, what this guy's got definitely a problem. Well, he's dead. I don't know how he died. I'm sorry that happened to the man. Because that's definitely the end. You close that chapter in the book every time. But well, I'm glad that's over with that. But be careful. Don't invite anybody in. You can't trust these people like you think. They're not from the same school that we came from.
Yeah. A90, Chester in the group. And Zeke, I think, is signing out, and Zeke will catch you later on.
Yeah, Roger, Dodger, good hearing you guys again. You guys all have a good evening. WB0 USA Iowa.
30 to 35 over.
Wow, buy that man a cup of coffee.
Yeah, you're kicking me over here, Zeke. Get your out of my yard.
You guys have a good night.
Yeah, I'm going to go get a drink of water here. Be back in a few minutes.
Oh, good. Get one for me.
You went up to 30 over here. It picked up a bit over here, Ed.
Yeah, you're 30, 35 over too.
Oh, yeah. It sounds like we're going through a repeater.
Yeah, and this is that new antenna I'm using. Well, I call it new since I worked on it. I climbed the tower. Oh, boy, it looks beautiful out there, man. Like God painted the thing in the sky.
Yeah, it's working. It's kicking ass. I mean, you got a good signal. Compared to the quad, I don't know. It would be a hard call, to be honest with you.
It'd probably be pretty close to the same, I would think. I don't know. Sometime.
All right. I'm going to wrap this one up. I've been eating the whole time. Lime, touch of lime, tortilla chips with a kick of lime. That's it. And pineapple jerk. Good stuff. All right. See you next time. Bye-bye.